Efficiency, economy and performance all in one machine. We're here at 2DCNC in Hinkley and they have a Fanuc Robodrill here ready to go from stock. So Paul, what is so great about this machine right now?
Okay, the cost of living crisis which is hitting all domestic households. Also, what we don't often talk about affects machine shops. So what you really need to do is have a very efficient machine at this time. And these Fanuc Robodrills are exactly that. These BBT 30 machines offer similar performance to what you'd class as a traditional machining centre, but cost far less to run.
Now we've had some fantastic open house events where these have torn through some terrifically tough materials. So we know there's proof out there that these can do a lot of what you're telling me.
And that's what people need. People need the reassurance that, okay, it's going to save me because it's going to be more efficient, it's going to cost less on power, but is it still going to perform to the same capability as a machine that I need? So is it going to cut my titaniums? Is it going to cut my stainless steels? Is it going to be a job shop machine that can cater for a myriad of components? And the answer to that is yes, and we've seen it time and time again.
So how is it doing that? You know, with such a small footprint, what is behind this machine? What gives it its oomph, essentially?
Well, I mean, if you look at this particular model here, which is the LiB5, this has actually got a long bed. There are other versions, the M, which is a slightly shorter machine, but you're talking about a very stiff construction. You're talking about a machine that has a cast base. You're talking about a machine that also has a terrific speed about it and a high power spindle. So if you're looking at everything that comes together on this machine is owned and made by Fanuc. It gives you the assurance that you're not bringing together lots of different parties to build a machine. These are other factors as well that ensure that the machine is put together in the correct manner to be able to handle various types of manufacturing processes. So it's heavy, it's got the weight that you need, and of course it's got the way it's built is constructed to be able to perform. Now, but it's also, so I shouldn't keep rambling, should I? But no. It's also to do with spindle technology as well these days, which does enable you to be able to perform similar operations that you could do on a BT40 machine, and that's where you get some of those points I talk about where you can cut those harder materials.
You just mentioned about ownership of Fanuc and the whole body of the machine, but there's something here which is the Fanuc Robot, which is actually a cobot that they've used in front of it. So you're entering into another world. You're talking about high precision, you're talking about high power, but you're also talking about high quantities.
Yeah. Well, this is exactly it. I mean, I talk about a machine being efficient. So the cost of ownership of a machine comes down to so many factors: how much it costs to run, the operators involved in it, the time the spindle's turning, whether it's on, off, and all the rest of it. With automation like this, a cobot added to a machine, you once again take another step towards becoming more efficient. So not just the machine using less power, but it's also producing more parts without the cost of somebody being assigned to the machine. And this is a relatively low cost entry into automation. Equally like the machining centres are relatively low cost compared to other machining centres that might be bigger and heavier. So economies are meaning that you're getting something that's going to cost you less but have a similar output, and they're really so important in today's market.
And cobots as well. You're talking about cost of efficiency, but also people with a very small floor space. These are brilliant because they work alongside humans, so if you bump them or anything, they stop naturally. So there's a lot behind that as well. What have we missed then? What other kind of reservations would people have where they go, you know what, a Robodrill's the one?
The reservations I think would come down to what we talked about. Maybe is the machine going to perform to the way it needs? Has it got as many tools as I need? Now, yeah, okay, there's only 21 tools there, but the way tooling technology is working these days, it often means that, you know, one tool can cater for all manner of operations. So maybe 21 tools may be enough to do what you need to do. Some of the points we haven't talked on about that are positive are the reductions actually in cycle times of parts. So we talk about efficiencies with the power consumption of the machine and the automation. But if you could make a machine or machine a component like this, for example, okay, it's a very simple, square block. But if you're looking at machining a part and actually reducing a cycle time, then you need a machine that's got a quick tool changer, it's got a high-speed spindle, And this has exactly that. You can go up to a 24,000 RPM spindle. Tool change time, 0.7 seconds. So you're going from operation to operation within a matter of, well, within less than a second. So you're also reducing the cycle time of the part that you're making. You can also have 4th and 5th axis units on here. You
Yes.
can have a riser block on the back to give you a bigger Z axis. So there are so many things on this machine that allow you to spec it up to be able to come a real, how many machine shops do we go into where they've got 4, 5, 10, 15 robo drills?
They do. And I've seen different tools, that really unique tools going into these machines.
They are, and you said it was a good time to buy now, a great time to buy now, but these people would argue that it's always been a great time to buy a robo drill, but now it's probably just got a bit better.
Efficiency, economy, and performance all in one machine.